just had a beef and cheese burrito, but it was cold, and so it's really sad. That personally, I'm sure I heard people vibe with it, but that one reminded me of Akatsuki. Naruto could have been cool. You know, I earlier intended to give him all my thoughts on Naruto. I guess I'll do that now. Naruto, you know, his hook and lure stuff, it's not really giving you anything. And, it's written just kind of on the creativity of the guy. His spur of the moment. I don't really feel like there's a lot of depth with, especially like Sharingan powers or Third Eye or how that works. They kind of set it up begrudgingly, and it feels like they don't really believe in themselves. Feels like they don't really, like, what is reality and what is illusion is such an interesting subject, and I'm glad they covered it a little bit. But it is like Sharingan power, you know, it's I think it's possible to see that life is a dream and to have that feeling that what is a dream and what is real life have come together. But in my opinion, to really get that, you gotta win. You gotta get the babe, get the glory, get the, you know, have the kids, have the empire. Is that the life is about the physicality of it, what actually physically occurred. And, you know, I think overthinkers or any philosopher is a person who's avoiding taking action, you know, either due to religious responsibilities, maybe cuckdom, like, you know, there's plenty of people who are single just because they ugly, you know, and they're like, do I want an ugly kid? No. You know, sucks to be you, sorry. Right? I can't reconcile that. Maybe there's a God there. Maybe it's like, you know, it's like, look at what real life is. Real life is like, we're like, oh, Game of Thrones, that's like so hardcore. No, real life is like 20 times more hardcore than Game of Thrones ever was. See that? Yeah. Thanks for making it look right. Let's point it out. Let's see. I'm pointing at this face. Alright, I'm right there on the face. That exists in real life. That totally exists in real life. Yeah, that ain't AI. I'm just doing magic with the spirit showing me she's there. Yeah. People are like, oh, God doesn't know about Pokemon and like what you like about the girls you like and stuff like that. No, he does, supposedly at least. I think God's a bridge to nowhere, because the Bible doesn't give a true history of Earth. Its history is like way too brief, and it just looks like bullshit. And that's disturbing, because everyone's like, it's the Word of God, and Jesus is coming back. And I'm like, no, probably not. I think it's a lie. It swears to be the Word of God, but that's not literal. It's a person said it was the Word of God. If God wanted to talk to me, he could do it himself. Why has he got to have some messenger who madly tortures his body and throws the world away? And yeah, it just didn't give a good history. It gave a history that was way too brief. It was like, basically the author of the Bible looked like he thought no one would ever check. No one would ever actually look to see how old the earth was or be able to figure it out. And as soon as you do, it's like, what? It's a hoax. It's a hoax. There's no main character. The main character of the Bible is not feverishly trying to communicate with us before we're killed by hellfire for some sin. You know, it's actually an attack. It says that you're a sinner. It makes up stuff, right? Think about how animals work in nature. There's animals that grab, that claw, that bite. Religion's a type of bite. It uses like the soft poisons of pleasure and bliss. Oh, find God. He's infinite bliss. No. You going after what you want threatens the priest's livelihood. Isn't that cool? I like that face. This one's awesome. It is like you'll see my art through what I'm talking about, right? But it's like, it's hard to get a meal here, you know? These animals, when they want to eat, they gotta find something or kill something, you know? And that's how most of them are. They have targets. You're like, oh, these birds are so cute. Half of them are terrors to insects, you know what I mean? Which in a way, it's kind of the game, right? Life would be fun if it is like, you know, winner takes all, high stakes. But the secret was, as soon as your body was eviscerated, you like saw the face of God and you remembered why. That would be the best. Eternal existence, right? But there's nothing to guarantee that's going on, because the reincarnation religions, Like the problem with the afterlife stuff is it makes people not live their lives here, not appreciate who they are. Yeah, because you're like, I'll have a better one next time. You might not. You know, I've been guilty of that. Thinking I can just come back and do it again. Nope, I don't agree to Christian virtues. It's clearly Spider-Man. It's clearly early storytelling. It just doesn't have enough historicity. The person who wrote it, like I do, right? I look at it and I see what it is, and then I see also what it could be, and I just add based on that, you know. And that's what the painter of the Bible did. He had all these nouns, he had locations, and he had theories, and he put it together and said, but God told me to do it. Look, it asks you to generally mutilate your children. The foreskin's not a removable part of a baby's penis, and I'm mad you did it to me. That was genital mutilation. That was an attack. And I'm calling you guys out. My culture attacked my dick when I was a child, and no one said shit about it and blamed me. I had an awful childhood growing up crying alone because I was in a death cult that said we're all going to hell. You guys need to wake the fuck up. I'm not through with you yet. I don't like you, but I'm not done. And I don't like you because of who you are. I've just met enough of you. I'm not fucking impressed. Y'all are mean and selfish and dismissive, and you think every human I've ever met thinks he's better than everyone else. He can't step off that ledge. He's like, nope, and then I'm the best, and then I'm the most perfect, and you're like, oh, God. It's a bunch of fucking sperm competing for the fucking womb. And then for survival and food. You married a deadbeat, your fucking OnlyFans I'm not gonna carry your fucking deadbeat husband with your OnlyFans account, you know. I'm not on TikTok because there ain't no way I'm meeting a girl online. They already told us that all the programmers are doing that. That basically, as a programmer, they know through AI monitoring who is who and what their life situation is. And all the single, young, pretty girls, you know, like, I'm sure they got perfect women with huge tits and skinny arms. Like, that's what I like. That's my creme de la creme, is like blonde, blue-eyed, huge tits, like thin too. You know what I mean? Not the tits, just like you gotta have that like disproportion. And then I'm like hungry dog, right? I'm like, oh my God, right? But as my mom joked, yeah, everybody wants that. Well, do they? What I found is they either don't or they pretend like they don't so that there's not competition. Yeah. Something like that. It's not as straightforward as life makes it out to be. And it's not just like this easy walk down the road to get your dreams answered. Like this place, if you know, these meals don't come from nowhere, right? All the people pretending they don't eat are religious, trying to get a following. Look, I did miracles. That dude's set for at least a little while. Convince people he's doing some humanitarian shit to get some fucking money. Anyway, I'm just complaining. That's what I think of it. I know what time it is. It's, you know, it's chimp o'clock. Alright, that's how big this is. There's a tattoo. I like that. This guy is just awesome. This is a good part. I like Pipe World because I've seen it a lot in video games. I do a lot of Pipe World. I do all sorts of like bridging. I like mixing personality with architecture too. Like personality, especially with like geography. You know, this is definitely, I consider this more valuable than just my thoughts. I consider it like channeled. It has something semi-paranormal about it that should speak to people. Anyway, thank you for watching. To more positive days. May I get fucking towers of gold and great women. Bless me with that.